Hello, and welcome to the Moncast, where we compare Pokemon and Digimon. As always, I'm Stevie, and I'm joined by Quinn and May.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. The current score is 2-0 to Digimon, and this time we're discussing these third episodes. There's no place like Hoenn, and To Fight or Not to Fight. We recommend watching the episodes before you listen any further, but you do you. And a big thank you to our fantastic patrons for supporting the show. If you want to join them, you'll gain early access to the uncut versions of every episode, a week ahead of the edited versions. So let's start off with, there's no place like Hoenn.
Just a generalized boo at the name.
Boo with all Pokemon names. All Pokemon names are like this. Like, I don't know why they're like this.
This one is especially this.
Oh yes, definitely.
But I kind of like it. It's like they took home and swapped around the E and the M and then split the M in half. And it's like, oh, that makes two N's. Cool.
You gotta be subtle. And Pokemon is not subtle, ever.
The law of puns is the worse the pun, the better the pun. That's how it works. It's like an inverse thing. You appreciate a good pun, but you laugh at a bad pun.
That's fair.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's not really that deep. I think the delivery was there.
And that's what matters.
That is what matters. It's all in the delivery. Nothing else.
It's all in the Delibird. Nothing else.
Oh, that's a Pokemon. Nice reference.
Yeah, I know.
The height of Pokemon comedy. Thing that sounds like other thing.
We're now a Pokemon comedy show.
Yes. We are the height of humour. So, the map had an arrow on it. That made me genuinely happy. The map does actually do something.
I did not at all notice.
I appreciated it. The map had an arrow between two of the red dots to show that they'd gone from A to B.
Ooh, maybe it will move.
Ubu is right.
That is not what I said, but that's okay.
But the thing is, it's just going to log how slow the Pokemon can go at times, because it's going to just sort of not move for like 20 episodes and then move very suddenly, very quickly. Which I guess what it's done so far in 3 episodes.
We've gone between two whole dots.
We pretended to have our first gym battle.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but I get it. Ash has no team. They can't really do a full gym battle yet.
I can't say I've ever done this, but why did May start saying how attractive her dad was at one point?
Yeah, that was weird. And then suggested she didn't know him. She just wishes that she did. I was like, what kind of relationship do you have with your dad?
That's so confusing. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I still don't.
I mean, I guess you can just say, oh, she's a bad liar.
Maybe? Like, I was sort of believing she was just making fun of her little brother when I thought it was the brother. But, no, it's even weirder when it's your dad, actually.
Either way, it's weird.
It's very weird.
He's so attractive. My dad.
I'm trying to think of any girl who would say that, and no.
No, I can't think of anyone who would say that.
I definitely don't find my dad attractive.
Definitely not. I think you're meant to not. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
kind of the rules of being related to someone. You're kind of not meant to find them attractive.
Even from an objective standpoint, you don't just say it.
Yeah, like, that was weird. This episode was weird.
This was a very weird episode. I still don't know why she pretended not to know her dad, but then just, like, stopped by. That did not take long for her to just show up and not have any more feelings about things. I was hoping when she pretended not to care about the gym that we were going to get some more, May doesn't care about Pokemon.
Yeah, see, I remember because in the game it's your dad, like in Gen 3, so I knew that it was her dad, but
I didn't.
Oh, I'm the only one who knew. You are, right?
I don't know if I ever played Gen 3.
The remakes were good.
I think I started in Nuzlocke and it went downhill and I gave up before it just died in a fire.
Sounds like everyone's Nuzlocke attempts ever.
But we are not here to talk about video games, even Pokemon video games.
No.
More relevant tangent than usual.
I don't have much to say about this episode except for a little bit of time. I thought that because of the English dub using the same voice actors, or at least sounding like it did, I thought May's mum was just Jessie in disguise again, or in her Daisy costume.
That'd be such a good twist.
That was the real twist of this episode, is that May's mom is just Princess Daisy.
But it's the same voice as Jessie, right?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, yeah.
But it was weird. It was like the exact same voice. It was like no effort was made.
I kept having to look at the screen to know who was talking.
Yeah, and then Jessie does show up, and it's very confusing.
Oh, Pokemon.
I didn't notice, but I can be very ignorant, as will be shown when I get to Digimon. Can we talk about Max?
Yeah.
I don't know how Ash knew his name before learning his name.
Did he?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I did notice that. He just starts saying Max.
When they're facing off, like, Ash says that his name is Max. It's very weird.
I don't mind that. Can I just say now that I really like Max?
I think he'll be interesting.
I like him a lot.
I'm on the fence, but I'm leaning toward I like him.
I think I like him most because he annoys Ash, and because I dislike Ash.
I do not have faith that he's going to keep doing that.
I want him to. I want Ash to suffer.
Me too.
Oh, that's very nice.
I want him to intentionally never learn Ash's name.
Yes, keep doing that. I know it's a very Davis thing to do.
Well done, TJ.
It is, but I think if you just have him do it and then Ash doesn't say anything until like the end of the Hoenn League, I guess, then just finally be like, how do you not know my name?
Is Ash called Ash because when he's electrocuted, he turns into Ash?
I think he's called that because the world is going to turn to him.
Oh, because I get his last name's a pun, and I get that Misty, water, that's funny, and Brock, rock, fine, whatever, Tracy, sketch it, yep, okay, great. What is Ash meant to be?
Ash isn't anything, but Ketchum is like Ketchum.
Yeah, I think Ash was just supposed to be a semi-common name.
No, it's because he's trash.
His first name should be Al, because then, like, if you swap the names around, you get Ketchum Al.
Catch 'em all, yeah. Like, that'd be so much better.
Yeah, you could make that joke.
Maybe that's the point that Max is trying to make. Yeah.
Gotta Ketchum Al.
But no, they didn't. They made his name Ash. I don't understand. Everyone else gets a pun. How come he gets to be normal?
Because he's the audience surrogate.
Don't call him Ash, just call him Slate. Because he's a blank slate for the audience.
That's cute. I like that. I was trying to come up with something that would go with a palette, and there just isn't.
Going back to Max, I like that he's just very childish, and it's fun to watch.
I don't like the fact that they've forgotten that May doesn't like Pokemon.
Thought for a second we were going to get some more of that, and then no.
She likes specifically her Torchic, because, like, she's responsible for it now.
But they could have made this show so much more engaging and interesting if they actually had her continue to not like Pokemon, and that being sort of like a running theme of, like, her sort of not really caring. Like, that, I mean, they did it with Digimon and with Rika. Like, she continued to sort of like, okay, Digimon are tools. Like, imagine if Rika gave up the Digimon is tool things without any character development or plot surrounding it. She just sort of like, next episode she's fine with Digimon, they're her best friends and she likes them and she treats them well. Like, imagine if that was just dropped, like, in an episode.
They kind of transitioned it instead of doesn't care about Pokemon to just isn't good at Pokemon, which is a way less interesting thing.
Because it makes sense, because she's new to Pokemon relatively, like...
It does, it's just, that's not a character growth thing, it's just a keep existing in Pokemon world thing.
And she's also more knowledgeable than Ash already.
I wouldn't go that far.
Like, Ash has gone from, like, knowing lots to, like, knowing very little in the space of a couple of episodes. Like, he started off seemingly knowing something about Pokemon, but now he's gone back to knowing nothing. It's like he is reset every season.
Ash still knows things, he just doesn't have Pokemon at the moment.
Which is so weird. Like, why wouldn't he transfer over at least, like...
Because he started a new game.
But why didn't he leave Pikachu?
Because Pikachu's the mascot.
He hacked the game so that he could bring over his old Pokemon as his starter.
Does a mod exist as that? Like, where you can start every game with a Pikachu? Because that'd be pretty cool.
There kinda has to be.
Yeah, like, I'd be surprised if there's not a mod that lets you do that.
Whenever a new gen comes out, Ash just writes the word yellow on it, so you can start with Pikachu.
I never understood why it's not level 99. Like, no matter how many Pokemon you have, a level 99 should be able to sweep, like, a level 30 team.
Because it'd be broken and very boring.
It makes no sense. Did Pikachu die at the end of every battle he's ever had and was unable to gain experience?
Sorry, Pokemon have a continuity of consciousness thing, so if they go to sleep, it's actually a new Pokemon the next day.
What?
Me making dumb philosophy jokes, don't worry about it.
Where Pikachu is the butterfly. That was another dumb philosophy joke.
Insert butterfly from Digimon here.
Yeah, that was immediately where I went as well.
If you have a dream that you're a butterfly, how do you know you're not the butterfly having the dream that you're you?
Fair point.
Like, in the dream, you're so sure that everything's real, generally. So, how are you to know that what you're doing right now, isn't a dream? Like, I had a dream where I was going for a walk before the podcast because I had an extra hour because I woke up at 6, and then I woke up and I had an extra hour because it was 6, but the previous hour that I thought I just had was a dream, but it felt so real. Like, I didn't know. I grabbed a snack and I went for a walk. Like, that's completely normal, and I thought that was real life, but then I woke up. So it's sort of thing of like, how do you know you're not a butterfly having a dream?
Because you're not the biggest dreamer.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so certain was real?
What are we doing?
Apparently, I'm doing the Matrix and no one else knows it.
I know the
Okay,
Matrix.
thank you.
I'm in my 20s. I know the Matrix.
We're queer. We know the Matrix.
I'm glad how the Matrix got more queer as time went on. Like, didn't think that was possible, but in fact it did.
It really did.
My favorite thing is when transphobes say that the Matrix is not trans positive. I'm like,
did you watch it?
Also, the writers are trans women, aren't they?
They are. They somehow go, well, they weren't trans then.
I don't understand transphobes.
No one does.
How is their logic there? They were probably always trans.
Hello and welcome to the Matrix podcast.
I would very much consider doing a Matrix podcast.
We should just do a trans podcast on anything that's been ever trans that we've ever consumed that we can consider trans.
So you just want us to review all media?
Yes.
I don't have time to edit more podcasts.
This made me queer. That made me queer. That made me queer.
You know what? This Made Me Queer is a pretty good podcast name.
Trademark it.
Pikachu!
I actually really like this idea now. We just bring on queer people to tell us about their old childhood media.
And how it's trans or queer or anything.
Cool, Quinn can have that one. Quinn doesn't have a podcast.
That's true, I don't have my own podcast.
Apparently I don't have a podcast anymore. It's just been derailed.
I think we can easily log how much we want to talk about Pokemon to how much we don't want to talk about Pokemon. Like, as like episodes go on, like, the more we diverge, the less we want to talk about that episode of Pokemon.
See, I want to talk about Pokemon. I liked it a lot.
I'm sorry. I didn't, but that's okay. We can talk about Pokemon.
I really enjoyed it. I like Max. He actually creates a team dynamic.
I did kind of like Max. Max had some good energy for a few minutes.
Yeah, and then Torchic murdered him.
Yes. I loved the screenshot that I sent you two of Ash just smiling as Torchic destroys him.
It's good. But I just like Ash and May actually bouncing off of Max and them interacting with each other in a way that isn't just like the way Misty and Brock did nothing but exposition.
Yeah, I don't expect that to stay.
I like antics. Antics are fun. And previously it's been Team Rocket that does them and no one else. So I'm hoping that Ash and Co get some antics. Antics are good.
Isn't Antic a Pokemon? Because it should be. And I'm thinking of Durant. But Antic should be a Pokemon too. It's like an ant, but also a tick.
I would have believed you if you had just gone, oh yeah, of course Antic is a Pokemon.
I think Antic should definitely be a Pokemon. And he's wacky because of all his antics. How have they made a pile of rubbish twice and made an ice cream, but not made Antic?
They've also made literally just a sheep multiple times.
Yeah, I'll send them my invoice. Like, how have they not done this?
They'll make more Pokemon. Give them time.
Yes, they will.
What if they don't? What if they just stop doing Pokemon?
Then we will be released.
Yeah, we'll only have like 7 more years of podcast.
Yeah, and then I'll just have to retire from podcasting because new ideas aren't my forte.
I mean, I just gave you one.
That was May's idea.
It was our idea.
Really? Isn't this our time?
This is our time to not talk about Pokemon, apparently.
Evidently.
Okay, do you agree that May is a glamper?
Oh, a what?
A glamper. Glam camping.
Oh, no, I thought you said glomper as in, like, raw, glomp, XD.
Glamper.
She would glamp.
She wants to travel and camp, but she also wants luxury and to go slowly and take it easy.
God, that's me.
I'm so glad they didn't make her hate bugs for no reason, because, like, that would have annoyed me. Also, I think they just gave up on the whole, character trait of her just not wanting to explore an adventure. Because I feel like they dropped that very quickly.
She also doesn't seem interested in battling at all. So I want to see, like, what she eventually latches onto as her motivation for travelling at all.
Like, beauty contests, right?
Hopefully. I hope it's that and not just, I want to be with Ash because I have a crush.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be both, because the only purpose that girls have in Pokemon, the love interest.
I really hope it isn't just May as a crush, because then it'll turn into Max makes fun of May for having a crush. Just all the time.
Oh no.
And that would be bad.
It would actually be a lot cuter if Max had a crush.
On May?
No.
No.
On Ash. But, then you can gently tease Max about having a crush on Ash, and it's kind of gay. So I think you get a lot more mileage out of that.
Max is so small and young.
Yeah, and I had dumb one-sided crushes on people at that age. I'm not saying Ash should in any way respond, but I think it would be a pretty cute little story arc.
When you're a kid, you develop dumb sort of feelings for older people, because that's just sort of you're working out what feelings are when at that age. Not pursuing them because you're 6 or whatever. I mean, look, this kid could be anywhere between the age of 4 and 9, and I can't tell. It's like Susie from Digimon, who's only a couple years younger than the main characters, but also is somehow a toddler.
Oh, they're actually twins. Due to a curse, May does all the aging.
Or what about, no, he's actually a 1,000-year-old vampire inside of the body of a child, so it's okay. Which is a stance that people on the internet have taken, and it is disturbing.
Why?
No, if someone has the body of an 8-year-old, guess what? They're still an 8-year-old.
Anyway, we definitely don't need to have that discussion today. Especially not when Stevie would like to talk about Pokemon.
I keep trying. It doesn't work.
You keep valiantly trying.
Do we like Norman and Caroline? I liked them. They're okay.
I feel like this is just Jesse and Giovanni making fun. This is their side gig.
Plus, we're 100% doing the Giovanni just gym that you have to come back to later thing.
That's fine.
Except it's Gym 3 and not Gym 8.
He's also not an evil villain leading a nefarious organization.
He looks like he is, though.
I really kind of want him to be. It would explain why his wife needs to dress in cosplay at all times.
One day, Pokemon will actually use an interesting idea. I will be like, wow, we came up with that ages ago, and they actually did it. Wow, yay. But that's yet to happen.
No, I expect we'll see more random giant robots.
Sounds on brand for Pokemon, to be honest.
I think Team Rocket made a pretty good showing this episode.
They always make a pretty good showing. I love Team Rocket. They're my favourite characters. I only watch Pokemon for Team Rocket.
Yeah.
The motto was good. They got 2 sets of people in pit traps. It's good.
And they caught a Pokemon, technically, sort of.
They did capture Torchic.
Not for long.
Anyway, was this episode filler or not filler?
Not filler.
It's not filler.
Max has joined Ash & Co.
His parents are wildly irresponsible, even by Pokemon standards.
Yeah, because this kid is not 10 yet, and doesn't have a Pokemon.
Hey, other 10-year-old, would you mind looking after my other child indefinitely?
Caroline actively wanted rid of Max.
He wasn't a wing.
What did we think overall?
I thought making fun of Ash was really good.
Yes. I really enjoyed it. I think Max is good. And I think Ash & Co. is shaping up to be a lot better than last season's Ash & Co.'s.
I would say that's probably true, if they'll not just turn them into Brock and Misty again.
I don't think May'll be another Misty. As long as we don't have a Brock for at least a little while.
Hey, has there ever been an episode of Pokemon called, Stuck Between a Brock and a Hard Place?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't think so, but I hope so.
Okay, I am doing a Google on my phone. Apparently someone called their Nuzlocke that. Apparently that's not a Pokemon episode, but it just should be when Pokemon comes back. Please, Pokemon Company, Nintendo, I'll be sending you my invoice. Giving you 2 great ideas.
I was kind of hoping Brock was dead by now, but fair.
He's probably not. He's probably still making cameos. Not cameos in the show, I mean the cameos on the website. The Pokemon version of Cameo.
Fiverr, but only for gym leaders.
Doing mainly birthday greetings. Yeah, all the wrestlers do it. It's hilarious.
May, you should get one.
I'm not a celebrity. Get me out of here. Brock's OnlyFans would be definitely called Stuck Between a Brock and a Hard Place.
Yep.
I remember when I used to have control of a podcast.
I'm sorry.
I remember we used to talk about Pokemon.
You can't allow May and I to be in the same conversation.
We're the 2 naughty kids who you need to separate in class, but there's only so many corners that the room has, and it's a very small room, so you're just really putting them a meter apart, so they just either pull faces, or yell at each other, or just throw rocks at each other.
It's like I just ask one of you to move seats, and then you just move back instantly when my back's turned.
Yeah, we moved seats, but we're somehow back together.
Honestly, I kind of want to start recording this podcast with the cameras on so that I can make faces at you while you're trying to say things.
I'm just pointing. I jest wildly. I point, and I'm literally moving my hands right now, just hand gestures, but you can't see them, and you can't hear them either unless I hit my microphone with them. I just move my hands a lot.
What is the point?
I feel like we could get some mileage out of TranslationMon, but it's just Patreon only. You get videos of our faces while we record this.
Yeah, my dumb face.
Alright. So, we were talking about what we thought of this episode of Pokemon, and it was pretty okay for Pokemon.
I thought it was bad. I thought this was not fun. I thought it was boring. I'm annoyed that they just completely ignoring May's dislike of Pokemon and wanting to adventure, and they didn't give her a reason for pretending that her dad wasn't her dad.
Yeah, that bugs me. For specifically the purpose of not being with Ash to say, oh yeah, that's my brother.
It was weird.
Also the fact that Ash is psychic and knew Max's name already.
I just think that's fun. It's the sort of thing Digimon would do as well.
Also the fact that May sounded like she wanted to boink her dad. Like, that was weird.
That was real weird.
I think he's really cool and really handsome, and I wish I could meet him.
Yeah, that was the weird part, was I wish I knew him. Like,
Look, I think we all want it. Like, isn't that John Mulaney thing? Like, oh, none of us really know our fathers.
that'd be pretty good. I was thinking she's just, dad walked out on her when she was a child.
Yeah, but no, apparently, no, she walked out on them.
Yeah, she did. Because she was 10.
2 days ago, she walked out on them, and now she's like, I don't know who you are anymore.
Look, when you're a kid, 2 days is a long time.
2 days is always a long time.
I'm glad they referenced the bike still. Like, they haven't just forgotten it.
Yeah, but they're still just kind of like, we don't care. It's just a bike. Then again, these parents don't care about their own kid, Max, either.
I don't care about him either.
But Max is the best so far.
No, Torchic is.
He's so fun.
Torchic was pretty great.
Even though his personality is just Pikachu in the first few episodes of the first season of Pokemon.
Yeah, but that was good.
Yeah, oh no, it was good. It is nice to have a Pokemon be their own person, not just like a random animal.
That just really loves fighting for your amusement.
Okay, should we move on to Digimon?
I just have one more thought. The auto-tune in the opening somehow gets worse every week.
It really does.
Like, it's more noticeable every week, and it's just, why is it like this?
We were a few weeks between recording sessions this time, and I had forgotten just how bad that song is.
Yeah, maybe I did too.
I wanna be a hero.
Hero. I can't do the auto-tune voice, so I'm not even using my singing voice, I'm just talking. Why is it like this?
It's very bad.
Let's move on to fight or not to fight. Before we start, we are recording on August 1st, so this is in some way, shape or form an Odaiba Day special.
It's like 8 a.m. August 2nd here.
Well, that's your fault. Also, this will be released on like August 10th, so enjoy our Odaiba Day special. Other thing I need to say is, I got very distracted while watching the episode, so I kind of remember the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes, and that's about it. And my notes say, am Scray, ooh, Tamer fight, and that's my notes.
Those are good notes.
It's up to you two for this one, really.
Well, before we start, is that every time I see the title, I just can't not think of Hamlet, except Takato is Hamlet, John is Yorick, and Horatio is Guilmon, and he's just talking to John's skull about to fight or not to fight. That is the question. And I do not know why, but I've been finding this hilarious for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Gian is Henry, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Henry does sound like John.
I don't understand why they didn't go with John, but...
Why didn't they just go with John?
I'm not sure if it's the same with, like, American Chinese names, but in Australia Chinese names, like, Henry was a very, very, very popular one. So it is possible that they were trying to keep him being Chinese, but they had his, quote-unquote English name. Or at least in my area, all the Chinese kids always had their Chinese names, and they had their, white person, like, that they literally called it, like, white boy name. So it is possible that the writers looked through a list of, like, Chinese American names and went with Henry because it was a popular one, because it was a very popular one here. Justin, Jason, and Henry were all very popular, as you know, quote-unquote white boy names that they called them. So I always thought it was that, because I just thought, oh yeah, Henry, he's Chinese. Like, that's just how my little, like, 10-year-old mind connected the two.
That makes a lot of sense, and I'd be pretty down with it if his dad didn't call him Henry too.
Sometimes they really were on board with their white boy names.
I mean, fair. I think it would have been a much more interesting way of highlighting the fact that he's one of the only characters from a significantly different culture, or at least his family is.
Which I always liked. I always liked the fact that they had a character who wasn't just a Japanese character.
Yeah, which is really neat. And the closest we got to that was Mimi, but
I still think that Mimi is, I think she's half Japanese, half something else.
yeah, I would believe that. Might explain why her mom can't cook.
Yeah, her mum is, like, I always thought was Caucasian. Because her dad looks anime Japanese, and then her mum looks like she's got different hair color, and she looks a lot whiter. So I always thought that she was just half Japanese, half Caucasian.
That would make sense.
But the show does not want to show you that as much as it should.
Anyway, moving on back to this episode of Digimon, Digital Monsters.
They're the champions.
They are. They're going to save and defend the world.
By fighting each other twice.
Well, they don't know that there's plot yet.
That's true. That's true. Rika's just like, I'm going to make up a plot. Obviously, I'm the main character, and I'm going to kick all your butts.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd be pretty here for it as just a show about Rika running around and killing other people with Digimon.
No, killing other people's Digimon, not killing the people that have the Digimon.
Both.
No! We don't want murder.
Potato Takato. You're welcome.
Did you just say potato Takato?
I did.
Okay. Let me just write that in the title.
Hadn't considered going there yet, but yes, very good idea.
Look, my main thought about this is that I love Gargomon. He has pants now.
I love Guilmon. He was such a good doggo.
He's always a good doggo. Like, that never changed. We have the good doggo, Guilmon, and we have the bad doggo, Terriermon.
I love Terriermon too.
I like Renamon as well.
Yeah, she's just an edgy doggo.
That's very true.
She wants to kill. Unless it's a bunny, and then she's like, no, I don't want to kill.
She would like writing like emo poetry about Rika, which is pretty queer, to be honest.
And again, we're back on the This Made Me Queer podcast. I'd like to thank Rika for probably most likely making me a little bit queerer. As a child, obviously, not now. I'm already... I think I'm at like max queerness at the moment, but like Rika, shout out for like your friendship with Juri.
Yeah, that was a real gay friendship.
Anyway, Digimon. It was good. I like Digimon. They're the champions.
Guilmon was an extra good doggo.
He's always good doggo. He just wants to play and have fun, and he's like, this is really the season where all three of the partners are dogs.
You're not wrong.
Like, we have Guilmon, who isn't a dog, but acts like a dog. We have Renamon, who is a fox, so close enough. And then we have Terriermon, who is a terrier and embodies all personality of all terriers because he's so small, but he just wants to fight. And, like, that is just a terrier personality in a nutshell. Like, they're so wanting to fight, but they're also so small and so cute. I like Tamers because I like dogs.
That's a very simple reason, but understandable.
Also, Gargomon is very cute.
Yeah, I am surprised that they were able to get away with just that amount of shooting at cars and blowing up of buildings on American television. They did cut out Ruki almost getting shot in the head, but...
I think they definitely did cut out some shots of it. They definitely made it shorter than the Japanese version, but it's still, like... It's still surprising, but also, if they cut the whole thing... I'm not sure how they would have written it. Also, the episode would have been 4 minutes long.
That's fair. I'm just still surprised. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if they just hadn't shown this episode.
But it's really good seeing everything get blown up and a Digivolution basically just go haywire off the bat.
Yeah, we don't ever get too much of an explanation of why this happened. It never happens again, but it sure is scary at the time.
It's because Terriermon finally has the power to do what it wants.
Yeah, Terriermon is as angry on the outside as he is on the inside.
Don't give terriers guns.
Yeah.
Do give them pants, because that's just cute.
Yes.
Honestly, we're lucky that Susie survives with what just Terriermon can do.
Terriers are also very good dogs.
Just Terriermon's like, Momentai. And then we all go, oh wow, Tai was from the first series. That's a good callback.
Oh no.
I don't know who Moment was though.
It's Genai's last name.
Momentai is good.
Tell me more about the Momentai.
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 May needs to say Momentai.
Momentai.
There we go, we've all said it now. Perfect.
Oh my god, Terriermon is what happens if Gomamon gets angry.
Yep, I can accept that. I know, I still just have the Pokemon opening in my head for some reason.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is your fault, probably.
Like, I think I'm cursed now.
This is karma for derailing the conversation so much.
That's fair.
I'm going to have a nightmare editing this, because it'll just be like, half the episode will be completely wiped out.
Well, I hope the Matrix conversation makes it in. And if not, it's a good reason for them to join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to really support the Patreon after this mess?
I like to think so.
I wouldn't.
I would enjoy this conversation if I were not me. I mean, I enjoy it now too, but I would have enjoyed listening to this conversation on a podcast, I think.
It's 11:10. I'm too tired to carry this conversation any further about Digimon when I've missed most of it.
Well, anyway, Ruki was great. I loved her.
Ruki's always great. I always love her.
I do like her desire to just wipe out every other Digimon, just because she's like, I want to be the best. Oh my god, she's Ash Ketchum!
No, she's way too cool to be Ash.
She wants to be the best. She wants to be a Digimon master.
What do you mean wants to be? She already is.
No, she's on the road to Viridian City.
No.
I'm sorry, she did in fact lose the only tournament.
Rika is Ash.
Oh yeah, she did. She lost to Rio.
Rio is Gary.
Yeah, he's also terrible.
Whoa, Gary is the best.
Them's fighting words.
Gary was here. And also he has like 10 badges or something. I can't remember.
Well, he was in the Silver League thing, so...
Oh, Gary, I miss you.
Are we seriously talking about Pokemon during the allotted Digimon time
Yes,
frame?
this will keep happening.
Oh no.
It doesn't matter too much.
This is how they get back at us for going off the rails during Pokemon time.
We talk about both. It doesn't have to be confined to the segments exactly.
That's fair.
Because I'm not that strict. I'm not really strict at all. I'm terrible at enforcing any sort of podcast format on either of you.
That's fair. I'm trying. I really am. It was a good episode.
It was good. There was lots of drama and action. And then in the middle there was a bit in a bakery and school. I was just chill.
And Juri doing some just grade A flirting.
She's on jury duty.
Ha ha.
Nice. Kazuo and Kenta are stupid though.
Oh yeah.
Juri could be a boy if she wants.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm for that.
Anyone can be whatever they want. Unless it's like evil. Don't be evil.
Only villains do that.
Pretty much. We haven't got a villain yet. We've got Yamaki being ominous, but that's as far as it goes.
Rika's also sort of a villain at the moment.
She is here to kill your Digimon.
Which is a kind of evil thing to do, to be honest.
It kind of is. But, like, I don't know, I sort of get it. I feel like, what he was clearly going for is two major ways of treating Digimon if you ever actually got one. And I like that.
We've got 3 different approaches, really. Because Takato's just like, this is my pet.
That's true.
Henry's like, this is my friend / partner, so we're just equals in this. And then Rika's like, this is my killing machine.
That's also true. And then it doesn't help that Guilmon is literally baby, unlike the other two.
It's definitely taking its time getting started, but I appreciate that.
It's slower paced, but I really like that about this series.
Yeah, it's just like slowly building up like what each of the characters are like.
Yeah, and I really like that. And if we can compare it with Pokemon, we have them sort of forgetting the individual character traits and character idiosyncrasies and those sort of things. But when we go to Digimon, we have 3 different kids who have different ways of having their Digimon a different ways into the franchise, if that makes sense. So we have Henry, who's into the virtual pets. We have Takato, who's into the card game, and in the dub, the anime as well. And then we have Ruki, who is like professionally into the card game. So we have different ways that different kids can enjoy the franchise. And when I say virtual pets, I mean virtual pets and games as well, because that seems to be what Henry's interested in. So I always like that, because we have, these 3 different kids, and it was always kind of nice. But then we have Pokemon where we have a character like May, and I know I'm going into this again, but we have her saying that she doesn't like Pokemon or isn't interested in Pokemon, and then we just that was only for one episode, and we've sort of forgotten that now, and we're not giving any reasoning behind why she was not telling Ash who her dad was or who the gym leader was, why she was being all vague about that. It didn't give any reasoning or explanation into why she did that. It could have said, because she's ashamed of it, because she doesn't like Digimon, she doesn't like Pokemon, and she's not interested in Pokemon because her dad is involved in it. Like, they could have done that, because we don't think anything that our parents do are cool when we're that age, so maybe that could have been the reason. But we just drop all these character moments in Pokemon for just not much else. And meanwhile in Digimon we have all these character moments. We have Rika, who will be using Digimon as tools for a while and sort of sees them only as a way to battle and only cares about being the strongest. And we have Takato, who kind of just thinks of Guilmon as his pet, and Henry's kind of a little bit worried that he has a monster because the monster keeps on trying to blow things up. Like, that's always interesting in those characters. if that makes sense. It's very early still.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but I think it's next week we get into Henry just having all the trauma.
And I like that. They expand on what we've seen so far, which is like a lot more trauma than Pokemon will ever give us.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is say that Digimon isn't filler, and that we are officially in Mono a Mono now. We're in Mono a Mono.
Woo!
Seeing as May basically just sort of went into it anyway.
I'm sorry. I had a lot of thoughts. And part of me thought we were already in this segment anyway.
We pretty much are. The Digimon wasn't filler. It was good. Let's do Mono a Mono. So, first of all, Mon of the Week.
Terriermon?
Can I count Terriermon and Gargomon as the same?
Yes, I am.
They are the same character.
Okay, because Gargomon, pretty great.
He wears pants now.
He's a gun bunny.
Yay, same.
He's a gunny.
But also a terrier, not a bunny.
But also dog rabbit.
Yeah, the dub keeps on making his attacks like Bunny Blast, and
He has big floppy ears, so he must be rabbit.
so does my dog.
Your dog's a rabbit, May. I'm sorry to tell you this.
Oh no. Well, he's a terrier, so terrier is rabbit apparently now.
Them's the rules.
Dem's the rules.
Well, Terriermon it is. Now, Umon of the Week. I'm immediately nominating Max, just because I like him a lot. I think he's going to make some more antics in Ash & Co.
I didn't like Max. He was really annoying. I liked Takato.
That's what I like about him.
I can't stand it. I don't like watching annoying kids on the TV.
I do, because that's me. At least when I was younger, I relished annoying people.
No.
I don't do it as much anymore. But, yeah, annoying people is fun. Especially when it's characters I dislike.
To be fair, Ash is pretty rubbish.
He deserves to be annoyed. And it's funny. It is just funny.
Yeah, and as the only character who I think will ever call him out on just being terrible at winning tournaments.
I know. He said so many times that he just lost.
I'm still just saying that my human of the week is Takato.
I'm trying to think on mine.
If it was anyone from Tamers, it would have to be Rika.
Okay, actually no, I'm gonna change my mind and say Rika. Yeah.
I'd still say Max though.
I just feel bad saying Rika because, like, I know that she gets better, and I know that I'm going to say Rika for every future episode, so I'm trying not to say Rika too much here, when she's meant to be annoying. But I'm gonna say Rika.
She was so edgy, and I was very here for it. This is the edgiest season of Digimon.
I don't want to give it to Rika though. Max was so fun.
Max was a very good Pokemon character, but Rika's so good.
This is where the debate starts.
I don't think I can even be convinced that Max isn't really annoying and a bad character. He just is really annoying, and I don't like him.
He's really annoying, and I do like him because of it.
Ash already knew that Max wasn't the gym leader, and then when he found out that, again, that he wasn't, Max was all like, oh yes, I told you I wasn't, even though Ash already knew, and that it was just, the whole thing was very annoying to me.
Well, that was Ash being dumb, not Max.
Ash was overwhelmingly bad this episode.
If Max has a laptop, though, he's just going to be very Izzy, and I approve.
Does he have a laptop or does he just have GPS? I couldn't tell.
I feel like he's just going to be the exposition one who just gets to explain things because he has a laptop that's there instead of the narrator doing it or the Pokedex doing it. And I feel like he's just going to be an attachment to the Pokedex of like, hey, I googled this.
I'd like him to be a smart character because he's also just a sassy child.
Also, isn't there like a Beyblade character who is exactly this character?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Because I remember Beyblade having a character that's identical to this one, and he was on the computer, but I guess that's also the trope of like, every shonen needs the kid with the laptop.
If it's a progressive one, it'll be a girl with a laptop.
Yeah, I mean, Sailor Mercury was the one with the laptop in Sailor Moon. Lots of franchises have kid with laptop. They're smart. They wear glasses and have a laptop. That's how you know that they're smart. Everyone with a laptop and glasses is smart.
I mean, I am currently sitting at a laptop in glasses.
That means you're the smart one.
We're all pretty smart ones here.
Speak for yourself.
Anyway, are we going to try to come to a consensus?
Rookie.
I am outvoted, sadly. Good for Rika. Why are you both so inherently biased against Pokemon? It's not fair.
I like Pokemon, I just didn't like this episode.
But this episode was just very Pokemon.
Yeah, but it was very bad.
I could have used more Team Rocket antics if we were going to make it a particularly good episode.
They did only come in like 10 minutes in.
The best part of the episode was Team Rocket, and they were only in it for a minute.
Wow, I'm actually questioning if I liked Max more than Team Rocket in this episode.
I love Team Rocket.
Team Rocket's so good.
Like, I acknowledge that they're bad guys and they do illegal things, but I feel like they only do illegal things because capitalism.
Mm-hmm. I think that's just explicit in the narrative. They're literally just doing this to eat.
If Pokemon had a universal income, they would not be bad guys. I feel
We have universal veterinary service, but not universal healthcare. Wow, Pokemon is exactly capitalism.
Okay, let's get our scores down then. Starting with Pokemon. I've given it an 8 because I really enjoyed it, but I think I'm going to be the odd one out.
2.
2?
Yeah, I really didn't like it. It was really, I don't like being annoyed when I watch things.
What did you say, Quinn?
6.5.
We're not doing halves.
Alright.
I've been saying that every week.
Yeah, and I forget it every week. I also couldn't remember if we did this out of 5 or 10, because that's the thing about being on 2 Digimon podcasts.
I couldn't remember it was 5 or 10 either. I was going to say it was a 1 out of 5, but a 2 out of 10.
Somehow a 2 out of 10 feels worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, but also Stevie says no 0.5s.
The whole point of going with 10 is to try and not have 0.5s, which you get with 5s.
So, 6 it is.
So we've got an 8, a 6, and a 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Pokemon. With 16 out of 30. And what about Digimon?
9? I know, I liked it.
That's a big number.
8?
And I gave it a 7 on account of just not seeing most of it, but enjoying the bits I actually focused on. That adds up to 24 out of 30.
I think even with just 2 people's votes, it already outranked Pokemon.
Do you reckon we might be inherently biased towards one of these shows?
No, I will, I think I've been on a few Moncast episodes where I've said the Pokemon episode is better.
And I know I definitely have.
It has to actually be better. And I think this is a hard season for Pokemon to do better because Tamers is better than 02 and it's a lot more interesting than Adventure.
That is true. Tamers is a lot better than 02.
But it's not that I'm biased towards Pokemon. I do like Pokemon. I will praise Pokemon when Pokemon is better, but it just did not deserve to be.
I think my Pokemon scores are being coloured by the fact that Johto wasn't very good, and this so far has shown promise.
Well, also 02 wasn't very good, so at least the seasons were sort of matching.
It's good if both shows are doing better than last season. But the score this week then is 24-16 to Digimon. So overall it's 3-0 to Digimon. Tamers is wiping the floor with Advanced. Next time, we'll be trying to discuss the 4th episode, unless we go off topic a million times, like we did this week. You can never Tailo, and it came from the other side. Good god, that pun in Pokemon is so bad. If you want to talk about today's episodes, you can reach us on Twitter, via email, and in the Moncast Discord. And you can support the show via Patreon to gain access to the Moncast Uncut, where you'll hear all of our lovely tangents about the Matrix. As always, a big thank you to our patrons for supporting our episodes. Shisai236 and Nicholas. Of course, a massive thank you to Quinn and May for derailing the show this week. Where can the people find you?
On Zoom, I guess.
Derailing my own podcast as well on Lost in Translation Mon.
Rails are for trains.
In Frontier. But also those should be derailed on In Frontier. Frontier's so bad.
All the links are in the show notes. We hope you had a good old day last week. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye. Oh, I'm so hungry. I need to have breakfast.
Okay. I am sat down.
I sat down, I'm Mom.
Oh no.
Hi Mom, I've got my notes up.
Good, good.
Okay. 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
12,
13,
14,
15.
42, hut,
43.
hike,
War Turtle.
indeed.
Charizard.
Meowth, that's right.
Perfect. Ended on Meowth, that right. There. Okay, let's just do
Yep.
this before my mouth just stops working entirely, apparently. Before we
Alright,
start,
but
we're
before-
recording... Yeah. I'm saying
No, you
before
say
we
things.
start, Quinn.
Okay, well, you say before we start. Go
I'm sorry,
eat.
I think we had
Go
we
eat.
had the guest host of my stomach in this episode, I'm fairly certain, because every time it rumbled, I looked at Audacity, and Audacity detected the rumbling, so I'm really
wonderful.
sorry.
That's fine.
And there was a good bit of my cat in mine, but I think it'll
Oh,
be
I
okay.
didn't hear any cat. I just heard stomach.
I'm
my
going to
stomach.
have great fun editing this shambles of a recording.
I'm sorry.
Potamon says, thank you for listening to the Moncast. Bye-bye.